Good afternoon. Went and ate at the community center tonight. We had a pancake feed. I am full, beyond full. So I thought I'd come home and have an after dinner aperitif. Decided to choose the Leopold Brothers American Small Batch Whiskey I bought about 2 weeks ago. And I thought I'd do a review with it while I'm thinking about why it's on my mind. Leopold Brothers, Denver, Colorado. Guess the wind picked up a little. I paid $34.99 for it. It's 43% ABV. There's no age statement on this whiskey. They use a traditional sour mash, corn and rye. They use small batch copper stills. They use wild yeast from a garden. On their fermentation, room, outside of the fermentation room, they have a garden. And they open up the windows. They allow the wild yeast from the garden to come in. Most distilleries use a specific strain of yeast. Most all of them do. They choose to do it this way. It gives a uniqueness and character and flavor to their whiskey. And they're experimenting. They're doing something different. And I think there's something to be said about that. They use wood fermentation vats in their thing. And they don't never use disinfectant cleaners. I think just hot water. Clean them with hot water and they're done. And they floor malt. They floor malt their own barley. One of the brothers is an engineer, and the other one is from the brewery side of things. And they designed and built their own floor maltings there, which is really unique. More of the smaller distilleries are doing that nowadays. I don't know if I said it already. I'll show it to the camera. There's the label on the bottle. And it is barrel number 312. It's 43% alcohol by volume. And it's an American whiskey. It's not considered a bourbon. And that's probably due to maybe aging. And that's just a guess. I'm just hazarding a guess there. But they overall, they may just choose to call their whiskey that. I'm not sure. But I think there's something to be said about these small distilleries. I think we've got to, as consumers, support them. I know sometimes the whiskeys are sometimes questionable and sometimes expensive for questionable stuff. When you know what you're getting, when you buy a long-standing name brand distillery that's giving you the same quality product you've come to expect. But if we're going to diversify and get better and maybe get to another level of how good things can be, this is where it starts with these guys nowadays. You know, and support with your money the ones that are worth supporting, and your taste buds will tell you that. But you got to try it first. You got to spend the money. I spent the $34.99 on this. Lord knows there's several bottles of whiskey under $30 I could have bought. Under 30 that I know I'm going to enjoy, and that, you know, it's a no-brainer. But I read a couple articles on these guys and impressed me. I got a friend who lives outside of Denver, so I'll probably go there this summer. And when I visit him, I plan on taking him, and we'll go up to the distillery and check it out. And I think it's a good place to start. I have drank other ones too. I've drank some Stranahan's, and I should do a video on that, but I don't have a present bottle. It's gone. I'd have to buy another bottle, and I've got to do that before I can go further with that one. Anyway, and I think their product is good too. Anyway, back to the task at hand here. I'm getting totally off track again. I digress very often. Thank you, Scott and Bart, for the coin, number 112. Kept my whiskey covered while I was talking, so nothing got in it. We're dealing with a medium gold colored whiskey. It's fairly viscous. It's got a good glass coating. Slow, thin legs. Pancakes are talking, excuse me. Excuse me. On the nose. Vanilla and apple. That hits you right off. Nutmeg. A little tart berry. Maybe a little bit of pepper in the background there. If you hear click clicking, that's our rat terrier walking around on the concrete. That's what the nose gives me. Oh, I got a visitor. Come on. Come on. Come on. You come up here. Oh! Don't kill yourself, buddy. Now for the palate. Apples, vanilla, nutmeg. The pepper comes through on the palate, and the berry. Oh, get a raspberry blackberry compote. Oh, it yeah, the nose definitely definitely verifies the palate verifies the nose in this case. There's not a lot of changes here, but it does come to you in layers, and it finishes with that berry. The nutmeg and the pepper and the nutmeg and the berry really bring in the finish. The berry's bringing the sweetness with it. It's got a good finish too, a good even finish. That's not a bad finish at all. Damn. Much better. It's actually better than the first time I tried it. Now, could have been a difference. I ate pancakes tonight. I don't know what I had the night I tried it. What you eat in the evening can definitely influence your palate for the day, but the sweetness of the pancakes definitely maybe bringing out more of that flavoring. I'll add a little bit of water here and see what we get. Water starts to kill the sweetness and leaves you with the pepper. It's almost a sweet pepper. It's a sweet pepper, but you lose some of the tartness out of it when you add the water. Overall, very good. Nose with the water kills the apple. It leaves you with the vanilla and the nutmeg. Yep. Anyway, it's got a good even finish on it. It's a strong, slow, fading finish. It's the best way I can describe it. Overall, I think it's a good whiskey, especially for a non-age statement whiskey. I like it. I even like it now, I think, better than the first time I tried it. And that's the honest truth. Let me see, what kind of score do I want to give it, though? You know, I want to give it 82. Give it an 82 out of 100. Not overly complex, but what flavors it does have, oops, it brings those flavors in spades. Absolute spades. The finish on it, to me, is worth it. With 82 out of 100. Remember, support. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start trying to do that more often. Support more local distilleries, and see what they bring. Not all of them's going to be good. I mean, I have no illusions about this, but you never know until you try. Well, remember, the spirit in your glass is not running from you. Sip slowly and enjoy. And with that, I'll sign off. Everyone have a good night.